What if I told you that right now, someone your age is studying for 12 hours straight, and they're actually enjoying every single minute of it? While you're forcing yourself through 30 minutes of torture, they're experiencing what feels like a gaming addiction, but with textbooks. I'm about to reveal the 5 psychological triggers that transformed my relationship with studying from pure agony to pure obsession. And no, this isn't about finding your why or plastering motivational quotes on your wall. Look, I used to be the person who would spend more energy avoiding homework than it would take to actually do it. But something clicked when I realized that the same brain chemistry that makes you scroll TikTok for hours can be rewired to make you crave knowledge instead. Today, I'm going to break down the exact system I use to turn studying into my favorite addiction. First tip: turn everything into a mystery you have to solve. Top students don't have better willpower. They've triggered epistemic curiosity. When someone starts telling gossip, then says, "Never mind," your brain goes crazy wanting to know the rest. Create that same mental state with study material. Here's how. Before opening any textbook, write down 3 questions you're genuinely curious about. Not what will be on the test, but how did anyone figure this out? Or what would happen if this didn't exist? When studying photosynthesis, I became obsessed with how did plants invent solar panels millions of years before humans? Suddenly, I wasn't studying. I was investigating nature's incredible invention. Your brain seeks answers to interesting questions. Stop forcing information in. Start pulling it through curiosity. Second tip: stop studying to become smart. Start studying because you already are smart. Most people hate studying because they've labeled themselves as not a study person. Every time you sit down with books, you're fighting your own identity. Look in the mirror tonight and say, "I am someone who loves learning." Not "I will become." I am someone who loves learning. Your brain has cognitive consistency bias. It fights to make actions match identity. If you see yourself as someone who doesn't study, your brain sabotages study sessions. I started calling myself a knowledge collector instead of a student. Every fact felt like adding a rare coin to my collection. Students addicted to studying aren't special. They have an identity that makes learning feel like expressing who they are, not fighting against it. Third tip: make it hard enough to be interesting, easy enough to not quit. This is flow state, when you're so absorbed that time disappears. Video game designers have mastered this. The 85% rule: understand 85% of material while 15% feels challenging but achievable. Too easy, see bored. Too hard, brain shuts down. My system: level up studying. Break subjects into game levels. Level 1, basic vocabulary. Level 2, connecting concepts. Level 3, applying to new situations. Level 4, teaching others. Only advance when you've mastered the current level. This creates competent satisfaction, achievement hits that make you want to continue. Most people jump from level 1 to level 4 and wonder why studying feels impossible. Your brain needs small wins for dopamine release. The most addictive studying happens right at your comfort zone's edge. Fourth tip: your brain is more affected by your environment than you realize. Environmental priming: your physical space constantly signals what kind of person you are and what you should do. I created a knowledge lab instead of studying in bed, which signals rest time. Books everywhere, a question notebook, a whiteboard for connecting concepts. Key: I only use this space for studying. My brain associates this environment with curiosity and focus. The moment I sit down, I shift into learning mode. You don't need fancy setup, just consistency. Train your brain that this space means you're the version of yourself who finds learning irresistible. And finally, the fifth tip: surround yourself with people who make studying seem normal, not heroic. You cannot become addicted to studying while surrounded by people who think learning is lame. Add people who normalize intellectual curiosity. Study groups, educational content creators, or one person who shares your academic goals. Social modeling: we unconsciously copy behaviors of people around us. If everyone treats studying like torture, your brain will too. But around people excited about learning, that excitement becomes contagious. I followed students who shared study sessions as, look at this cool thing I learned, not look how hard I'm working. Seeing others treat learning as entertainment rewired my brain. Your environment is stronger than willpower. Design it to work with you, not against you. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick one of these 5 tips and implement it today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Start with whichever one feels most doable for you. Maybe it's reframing your identity. Maybe it's asking better questions. Maybe it's redesigning your study space. The goal isn't to become a study machine overnight. The goal is to plant the seed of genuine curiosity and let it grow into something that feels less like work and more like play. Drop a comment below telling me which tip you're going to try first, and I'll personally respond with additional strategies specific to your situation. And if this video helped shift your perspective even slightly, subscribe because I'm constantly researching new ways to make learning feel less like suffering and more like an adventure. Your future self will thank you for making this change today.